the Babyliss ambassador, and today we're gonna do a demonstration, right? We're gonna be working with my model here, Natalie. We're gonna do a classic haircut, but I'm gonna do a modern style on her. So we're gonna be combining classics and some of the I wanna say the trendiest finish look. We working with dry shampoo, working with my flat iron. We're gonna create some beautiful wave. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I have my friend here, Felipe. Felipe is helping me with any question that you guys have. So yeah, just put it on the chat box if you have any question, and let me know whatever you think. If there's any questions about the haircut or the style, please let us know. Also, if you can put on the chat box where you're listening or watching us from. I will always like to say hello to the different countries and different cities in the States that are watching right now our live. So let's start working with this. Let me see how many people we have. Yeah, we have like 50 people here, so that's perfect. Let's start with the demonstration. So first, when I'm working with a model, I'm doing a demonstration, but also when I'm working behind the chair, I like to explain what I'm doing with my work, right? This is my workflow. So I started working with my sectioning. Sectionings are key. This is my roadmap. This is my GPS. Having my sections clean and nice allows me to work very organized, right? I'm the type of person that I like everything to be organized, so that way I can set up myself for success. So with my model here, Natalie, I started working my sectioning, and I also apply a product for this. This product is gonna help me with the blow dryer, and then also for using the flat iron because it has some heat protection. And then after applying that product, then you see my sectioning right here. So you see that the first section is gonna be on the back. Like I said, this is gonna be a classic haircut, so I'm gonna be doing a classic bob, but then we're gonna finish with a little more modern texture and movement to the hair. So the first thing that I'm doing is I'm taking a center part, from that taking a radial, so we have balance, we have control, and then from there I take 2 diagonal forward sections, and that's gonna be my first section to start working my guideline, I wanna say. So I'm gonna move right here so then you can see, and then I have my scissors. So now I'm gonna start working with this sectioning. So guys, again, if you are watching for any city, just let me know if you're from New York, where you're watching, like LA, what country, Mexico, Argentina, Europe, whatever you are, please let us know on the chat box. You can also put your flag, so then I know what are you doing. Hello, Aline. Hello, hello. Brigo, hi, from Hungary. Oh, nice, Hungary. Nice. Brigo. Yeah. Madrid, gente de Madrid. New York, perfect. Brasil, ¿cómo está você? Tudo bom? Venezuela, Chamo, ¿cómo estás? Texas, Brownsville, yes. Yeah, we're in Texas. We're in Dallas, Texas. North Carolina is in the house. Meye, Argentina, nice. Well, saludos, Jesus, Panama. Who else is here? New York City, Netherlands, El Salvador, Ireland, Panama, Argentina. Oh, love it, love it. This is nice. PR, Puerto Rico en la casa. Yeah, nice. Hope you're doing okay. Espero que estés bien después del huracán. Cape Town, South Africa. England is in the house. UK, Italia, Guatemala. Wow, keep going. Oh, amazing. Okay, so let's start working with my section here. So like I said before, this is a center part and then into a diagonal forward section that I'm gonna start working here. Dutchland, nice. Hello. Whoop. Okay, so I'm gonna establish my guideline around here. So this line is gonna be a little shorter in the center and going a little longer on the sides. So I'm gonna start working, just because I'm doing this video, I'm gonna start working on this side and then I'm going to the opposite side. The majority of the time I start in the opposite side, so here. But because of the video, I'm gonna do it here. So I'm gonna be using my fingers, right? So this is gonna be a finger depth. That's gonna give me a little softness. If I don't want any softness, then I go no elevation. But because I'm gonna create a modern, twist to the haircut, to this classic, then I'm gonna need some, a little bit of softness. So I'm gonna start working with point cut instead of blunt cut because I want soft line, right? If I want a strong line, like a lot of precision, then I will go blunt cut. But because I want that softness on the line, then I'm doing point cut, right? After finish one side, then I'm gonna work in the opposite side. We have only 1 hour here, so we're not gonna spend too much time on this process. If you're being in one of my classes, you know that I like to stop and talk and explain and do all that. But today we're gonna go a little faster. Know the rules, break the rules, so I can, have a couple of shortcuts for this haircut and then make it a little faster. So we're hitting for 45 to 50 minutes here on this live. I wanna focus on the styling tools that I have with Babyliss because this live is sponsored by Babyliss. So I wanna, do the haircut because I think it's great to, show the entire technique, the entire look. But also when I'm, working with a specific tool, I like to focus on that a little more. So here working and cleaning up the, my section a little more. And then I'm going for the second section, right? So checking the balance on that is gonna be key, right? So I already know that it's balanced. I'm gonna go for the second section. So right now, if you see this is my section. We can go and take a second one, or we can go with the entire section if the density allow us to do something like that. In this case, with my model Natalie, her hair is really fine. She doesn't have a lot of density. So we can totally take the second one completely like that, right? Let's do that. So go like that. I'm gonna comb the hair, natural fall, right? So natural fall means that this is a point of origin, right? So this is the cowlick right here, or the crown. And then I'm gonna comb the hair down on a natural fall. I'm gonna check where is my guideline. Right here, check density, check also tension, right? So right now, I know that I can go with the fine side of the comb, and then, place my finger over here. I can see the guideline underneath, right? If you don't see the guideline, then you can take an extra section. Like I said before with her hair is fine, so I can see the guideline underneath, right? So I'm gonna continue with my haircut. I've been doing Natalie's hair for, I'll say like a year. Yeah, we started in August last year. We're doing the BTC show in Austin, Texas. That's when I did her hair for the first time. And now from Austin, she drive all the way from Austin to Dallas. So then we can continue with this shape. And yeah, there is something about her neck and everything on the face that when we started the consultation last time, or the first time that I did her hair, she wanted something a little more different between, a chuck and a mullet, but we decided to go with a classic haircut. When you have the feeling that you see one person, they have the specific face, the bone structure, and the neck for, something a little more classic. So we decided for that. And we're still doing the same because it just looks so great on her. We were about to choose something different today, but I said, let's do the next one because I think that the bob, especially for this live, I think it was like the best decision. So yeah, we stick with the same one. The only difference is that now instead of making it extremely precise, we're gonna do with a little bit of movement and texture. So that's the different thing that we're gonna do this time. So now I'm gonna move to the opposite side. So working, when I'm working like that, and I'm gonna put it a little farther so you can see my body position. All right, so if I'm here and working, I'm gonna be moving the camera in and out so then you can see also my body position and how I work with my model. So when I'm working with this classic shape, I like to have my chest parallel to the section so then I have more control. It's better for me, for my body, because it feels great, but also to have consistency on my balance, right? So I'm working behind my section, bringing everything down, and always remembering what was my elevation, right? So the first one was a finger depth. This one is gonna be a little higher because I want that line to be soft. And then I'm gonna continue to the sides, right? And I have that line. I can go back and detail. If I see something that we can detail more, you just go freehand and then correct. If you have any problem with the balance, then this is the time to fix it before you move to the sides, right? So focus on the back, get the same length, and then you can move to the front. So now I'm gonna go and then make it right here. I'm gonna continue that line right in the front. It's not gonna be a lot of hair on the side because her hair grows like a lot in the back, not much in the front. So then I'm gonna continue my technique working to the back, right? I'm a righty, so I'm working this side from front to back just because I'm doing this live. But when I'm working with a model, I just stand right in front. Right now, I'm not gonna do that because I want everybody to see, to have a better, angle of my technique. So if I see right here, I can check this side is slightly longer. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna blow dry that section, and then I'm gonna make sure that when the hair is dry, then we can perfect it. Not now, I'm gonna do it later. I'm gonna do the second section. And the same thing, if I'm working with a client, I finish one side, and then I move to the opposite side. So let's do that now. We have this one already good. So let me continue with this technique. So slightly like that. So again, I have one finger depth, and then I'm releasing the pressure and the tension. It's almost like, doing the top and then cut following the same angle of the haircut. So we're going here for slightly longer on the front, but not much. And then we're gonna release the top, and then we can connect that.
Someone is asking something.
Yeah, what is the question?
When you transition, what elevation?
Sorry?
When you transition, what elevation?
When I transition to this one, the elevation is gonna be a little lower. So the rest was a little higher. Here, the hair is super fine. So what I'm doing is, on my transition, right, to the front, I remove the tension. I don't have that much tension. It's not gonna be like a soft tension. You can tap here also just to compensate that space and then connect with the rest of the haircut, right? Like I said, once you blow dry the hair, you're gonna see all the different details, and then you can perfect it, right? So I have that. I'm gonna move to the opposite side. And again, we did this part. The first one was one finger depth, the second one was a little higher. And then this one, I release the tension, and then the same with the next one. You can also do, once you have that and you verify that everything is perfect, straight. I see already where is my guideline underneath, so I'm going with, basically freehand, and then complete that side. Once I finish, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stand right here. I'm gonna check the balance of both sides. I think the balance is great. Maybe slightly, on this area, just a little bit right on the front. And then I'm gonna work the fringe area, right? For the fringe, I am working with a triangle section. When I work with fringe or bangs, I like to take a triangle section. I use my fingers as a reference, and depends also. It's not just the size or what you're gonna do with that fringe area. It's also the density of the hair. Also is the head shape and the size, right? So my friend here, my model, she's petite. She's really petite, so I cannot go with a super big section. Even though her hair is fine and she doesn't have a lot of density, everything has to be good in proportion. So I'm taking a triangle section right here. And after finish with one side, and she already had it because I did it, when was it? February? Yeah, so we already did it, so it's there. But just to explain to you what you can do. On this is only 3 fingers, right? In other people, I do up to 4 fingers. But when I'm working the fringe area, not because she doesn't have a lot of hair right in the front, I'm gonna take a bigger section on the back, because then I'm taking too much from the sides, and this side is gonna be kind of wispy. So I want to make everything in control, in proportion to the head shape, the size, the density, and also, the face, So everything has to be in proportion and have to be balanced. So 3 fingers for me, it's perfect. In other people, when they have, more space, then I can go to 4 fingers. Okay. So let's go back to the front, and let me continue with the fringe area. So I'm gonna use a little bit of water. Don't get scared. A little bit of water, just to make sure that I can have good tension when I'm working with this. So now that I'm gonna be doing this, I'm gonna make it like a little closer, and I'm gonna take this section right here. Like I said, it's a triangle section. We have a triangle. If we want to compensate this area, we can go with a round section, so that way you can incorporate more hair from the recession area. But with her, I'm not gonna do it, because I want to, have enough hair on the side, so then it looks great. So I'm gonna start working in the center. Right, so that's gonna be, a finger depth right on the forehead, in between the eyebrows, and then I'm gonna do point cuts. I have my good friend Felipe. He owns the studio in downtown Dallas. This is Uptown, right?
Uptown, yeah.
Yeah, Uptown Dallas.
Yeah.
Backstage live studio. This is where I do my pop-ups. Once a month, I do some content creation. We work on photo shoots. It is a really nice studio that I can do, many type of projects. And he's here taking some pictures. So we're gonna post something. Sorry, don't get scared. We're gonna have. He's taking a couple of pictures of the behind the scenes. So then we're gonna share it on my Instagram story later. So we have all this right now. I know that when I dry this, it's gonna be a little higher. So I never go extremely short from the beginning. I like to have some space. So whenever you blow dry the hair and the hair bounce up, then you can come back and then perfect it. So now that the haircut is done, I'm gonna start blow drying the hair. And for that, I'm gonna be using my Babyliss Pro Italia Brava. This is the new blow dryer. It's super lightweight. I like it. It's super lightweight. It just matches with me, so that's why I'm wearing something white. But I just wanted to use something that you can see with the dark hair. Sometimes I don't think about that and I wear something black, but then people don't see the hair or the technique because of that. But no elevation. I'm drying using my fingers. I'm using low power but high heat. I'm drying with no elevation. And then I'm going to be using my flat iron. We're going to create some soft wave with the flat iron. So I'm going to be using my Prima 3000. I've been using only that actually. I have so many flat irons in my house. But I found myself using this one a lot now. It's very comfortable, especially when I want to create a soft wave because the curve of the plates are, round instead of flat, so it allows me to work really nice, very comfortable. When you do all these type of looks that that you're going to be using all your hot tools, it is good to put something for heat protection. So I'm using something that gives me up to 450 degrees protection. Her hair is super straight, but we're gonna add some volume and light. I'm gonna use a round brush on this, so then I can go to one side and go to the other side, drying with no elevation. Because I don't want this to be like an old look. I want it to be progressive and modern. So I'm gonna create that volume and texture and movement with the products and also my tools, but not while I'm drying the hair. The same here, everything is going to be flat. Guys, if you guys have any question, I'm going to check later. I'm going to also share this live. I'm going to leave it on my Instagram so that you can watch it. Now, this is flat. When you finish, you sometimes have some pieces that you gotta go back and detail. That is normal. Just don't let the client go out of the salon with that. Just make sure that you cover all that. You've already been here working for 30 minutes, 20 something. So like I said, I wanted to do this quick live. I'm not choosing to do like a drying the hair section by section. I wanted to do this more casual, like a rough power dry. And now I'm using the round brush. And then I'm going to repeat the same in the opposite side. So then I'm going to be able to personalize the haircut, right? When I personalize the haircut, I'm looking to fit the haircut to the individual. I like to do my signature, add movement, compensate volume or density. I'm looking for create movement on the end There's so many things that you can do during the personalization technique. That's why, we call it like that, personalization. Because everybody has different density, different movement. And everybody requires a different technique. So we're going to be working with that. We're almost done with this part. I'm going to go back. I like to use my finger as well because that gives me a feeling of the density that I have. Once you finish, then you can go back and start the personalization part. So let me check now all this, going back to the very first sectioning, which is the fringe area. So we're gonna start working the front, and then we move to the rest of the area. As you see, this is something that I said when I was working with the first sectioning. When you do the fringe area, right? When you do that part, you have to make sure that you have a little bit of space, right? Because when you dry the hair goes a little up, right? And you can see it right now, it's a little round. It's dry, so it have a little more, I wanna say, density, right? When the hair is dry, you have more density, or the illusion of having more density. And this is a reality. So now I'm going back, and I'm gonna move right now, put the model right in front of me, and then I'm gonna make sure that I can perfect it, right? So going back again with a short point cut to create a strong line, but also with a little bit of softness, right? If I want something a little more, natural, then I go with a deeper point cut. But that's not the look that I want for my friend Natalie here. And then this little corner right here, I'm gonna continue with the same, following everything from the center. So you start in the center, and then you move to the corners. Like I'm putting the model right in front of me. You guys see it from the side. It's because I don't have a mirror, so I just want to check that everything is even. I'm gonna do here with a little bit of elevation. So don't sneeze, my friend, don't sneeze. Right? So I'm gonna get closer so you can see what I'm doing right now. Okay? So I'm putting here, I control my breathing so then I can have more control on this technique. Okay? And you see that? Extremely sharp. And if you see that, so this is something that I wanna point out, right? So you see that when you comb the hair to this side, right there, so we have everything covered, and you can see the jawbone, and you can see the nose. Everything is extremely sharp, so I'm creating a shape or a haircut that just match her personality and also the face, right? So let me go back here again, and then we're gonna finish the haircut. So I'm gonna comb the hair down. I'm gonna check my balance on both sides. Right here and right here. I need to do a little more on this side. This is the classic bob, but we're gonna finish it in a modern way. I love combining classic shapes with a modern twist. And now I'm gonna do the back. I remember that I saw just one piece of hair that it was a little longer. So I'm gonna address it right now, that's it. And then on this side, especially around the ear, sometimes the hair is just like hidden somewhere. So when you dry it, it just go back. That's it. I don't have to do anything else there. That's it for now, right? So now let's talk about personalization techniques. So let me get a little closer here. What I'm doing right now is I'm gonna deconstruct this right here, the ends. So for that, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some sections here. It's gonna be vertical sections. And I'm gonna break that a little more, right? So I'm gonna take my scissors, right? And I'm gonna slice. I'm gonna slide. So then I'm creating a soft movement, right? So you see the separation right there. And that's what I'm gonna be doing everything on the sides and on the back. This is the front, the first section. So I'm not gonna do a lot more here because the density is not much. But on the back, she got more hair, so now I can be a little more, I wanna say aggressive with my technique. So again, slicing. I'm gonna continue to move to the sides and the back. So taking a vertical section, all right? Taking a vertical section, and then I'm gonna slide, slide, slide. So as you see, I'm creating more spaces, and that's what's gonna give me a little bit of softness on that line. Can I do the softness before? Definitely. There's many ways of cutting hair. I'm not saying that this is the best one or my favorite one. It's just a different one, right? If I wanna do this behind the chair and I wanna save some time, then when I'm establishing my perimeter, my deep point can be deeper. So that way I'm creating a little bit of softness there as well. I just don't like to do the same steps every time. I like to, challenge myself with different areas. So then I don't sound repetitive. I don't feel like the movie, I like to use this reference all the time, the movie with Jim Carrey, The Truman Show, that he was doing the same thing over and over and over again. I like to twist, I like to combine different techniques. Sometimes I start cutting hair on dry, and then I wash the hair, and then I blow dry the hair. So I do the cut first, and then on dry hair, and then I wet it down, and then I blow dry the hair. Just because I don't want to do the same steps over and over and over again. Sometimes I like to break the rules a little bit and then do 2 steps in one, so cut and personalize at the same time. But the majority of the time, I found myself cutting 70% on wet hair and then 30% on dry hair. So continuing with the same technique. The Italia Brava blow dryer from Babyliss is the one that I'm using the most now because it's really lightweight. It's perfect for traveling, and I travel a lot. I just came back I was in Kansas City, I was in St. Louis, Vegas, and also St. George, Utah. So I did all that. I did 11 classes in just 1 week. And I was using a blow dryer that it was super lightweight, so it's good when you're traveling a lot because it doesn't add more weight, especially when you're doing long trips like that. Because I have to bring like a lot of shoes and a lot of sneakers, so I need I need to bring something lightweight so then I can go shopping when I'm working. So I fly with 3 sneakers and I come back with 6 sneakers, so something lightweight would be super beneficial. Okay, so now that I have that softness on the hair, then I can, finish the way that I want it. See how cool it looks? A little more here. Felipe, you see any other question on the chat box?
Someone says San George was your favorite, right?
My favorite what?
San George was your favorite, right?
San George, so it's that gotta be somebody from San George. Let me see who it is. Yes, San George was my favorite. Josh, Salon Centric. Yes, it was my favorite of the trip. Like, I don't want the rest to be a little jealous, but it was great because I like cute little towns, right? Las Vegas is a lot, and then the other city were big. I had a great time in all of them, and great food, and great, experience teaching and sharing some, knowledge. But St. George was my favorite, definitely. Because I did a little bit of hiking, and for those who know me, I love nature, so I was doing a little bit of hiking, and it was a lot of fun. So now that I finished, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a specific spray just to add hole into what I'm doing. All right, so I have my favorite here. And then I'm gonna use the model from the side. I'm gonna be using my clips. And these sections, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do diagonal back sections, right? And then I'm gonna start creating that soft wave with my curly knife. So for that, I'm gonna take all these sections in one. This is a Prima 3000 from Babyliss Pro, this one. It just gets hot super fast, so I don't have to wait much. It have the temperature control right here. So right now it's 410. And then I'm gonna create a little bit of elevation here, so 45 degrees from the face. I'm gonna get close with the powders as well, so then a little more. And then create my So I'm creating a very soft wave, which I'm going to add dry shampoo at the end, so then I can make it a little bigger, get more of a fullness feeling to the hair. So like I said before, she got fine hair. And the reason why we choose this haircut is because this haircut actually makes her hair look fuller. We have that more soft wave on the other side. Let me put this one right here so then you can see a little bit of the soft wave. And then we're gonna continue with another section. What I'm looking is a soft wave. I'm not looking for more movement than that. If I want more movement, then I can use a Marcel or the favorite that I like to use, which is like 1.5 of Babyliss Pro Spring Curling Iron. We finished with that one. We have one more right here. And then this is the last one on this. So I'm going to this. We have a little more. I'm gonna continue that in the opposite side, so let me just pull this side, and then I move my camera from here, and then I'm gonna be moving. We're gonna repeat the same technique in the opposite side. Everything in front of the ear is gonna be diagonal back section, and we're gonna continue with that. Why diagonal back? Because I want to follow the head shape. It's the same when we're doing cutting and when we're doing coloring. We use diagonal back section for softness and also for blending. So that way I don't create any strong mark when I'm doing this technique. First one. Let's go to the second one, taking my section with a 45 degrees from the face. I'm not gonna go all the way to the roots. I'm going more from here, From here. And I'm gonna do 2 more. Once you finish the sides, then you're gonna repeat the same in the back. So following with diagonal back sections as well. So keeping that consistency is gonna be extremely important. I'm gonna do the same here. And then the last one. What I like about this technique is that this to create like a really soft way, a little movement. But when I'm looking for something a little stronger than that, then I choose working with curling irons. It doesn't matter your preference. Like, to be honest with you, I like to use the clip curling iron because it feels better with my hands than using a Marcel. Marcel, you open with these fingers. With the clip, you use your thumb. And for me, it feels comfortable. If you can get the same result, it doesn't matter which one you use. I always go for what feels more comfortable for me, especially because we work many hours behind the chair. So you want something that you can work all day and you don't have any problem. If you're looking for a soft way, then this one is a good option. Use a flat item and then you can work faster. You see, I'm spraying texturizing spray in every section just because I need a little more control, a little grip, a little memory. So that product helped me with that. I am not here to promote products, right? I'm here to promote the tools. But if you guys have any questions about what I'm using IGK No Limit. But you can use a texture product, a flexible hold spray of your preference to get this look. What I'm doing is I'm moving inside and out just to create that little silhouette, which we're gonna break at the end with a little trick that I like to do. So stay tuned so you can see what I'm doing. And then I'll do the same in the opposite side. We're almost done. And we've been in this live for 45 minutes, so this is perfect timing. For me, it's hard to do a class. It's only 1 hour because I like to explain everything with detail. But I think it's necessary. In a world that there's many people doing reels and doing education on a video, it's really easy to do a lot of videos and gain followers. But I think it's important also to know how to explain every technique. So that's why I enjoy doing live classes, go to her shows, and also do Instagram live, because I like to explain with detail why I'm working with that specific technique. I'm an educator at heart, and I really enjoy the part of sharing with others what I do. And you see my Prima 3000. Another thing that I like about this one is that I can place my fingers right here, so then I can work in any technique. I have some control on the point as well. Another diagonal back section here, and then I spray the entire section, and then I do the same. So one side, then I go inside, and then I go outside, and then the last one is outside. So then I have that little flip. By the time we finish, you're gonna look like she got a lot of hair. One more. Last one outside. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I'm gonna do one more here. This one, a little more spread. Again, if you're joining us, we're doing a classic haircut with a modern twist. So this is a classic bob with a little bit of softness on the ends. And then I'm using my Babyliss Pro. This is my favorite right now. Babyliss Pro Prima 3000 to create that soft wave. Once you finish, then I'm gonna do one more here. I think this one can use a little more texture and movement. So inside, outside, inside, and then outside. Just to have that little movement right there. This one outside as well, right there. Okay. You can even go specific sections and change the direction. And once you have that, so let me go close here. Once you have that, then I can go back with a little bit of dry shampoo and then create the final look for this. So this is gonna be a blow dryer, right? So I'm gonna use full power and it's gonna be cold. The temperature is gonna be cold, it's not gonna be hot. So then I manipulate, I'll show you. Marita, can you give me, let me get the product that I was looking for. Right here. Okay, now I have my dry shampoo. And that's gonna give me support from inside out. That's why I use the blow dryer for this application, right? So. Okay, so now let's apply this. Flip it that angle from here. Right here. It looks good, right? Yeah, we're taking pictures as well here. So then we can post it later. Okay, so I think that is great. So now, after having all that texture and movement through the hair, then I'm just gonna, use my fingers. You look great, Natalie.
Thank you.
I also gonna, clean up a little bit this, so that we can do the breakdown of the haircut and the style. Okay, so stay there. I'm gonna take this, and then I'm gonna explain what we did with our model here. So let me finish with a couple of more, details on the hair. Wow, great. I was like, I never done her hair like this before, but I had a feeling that it would be a great, experiment. I've been doing her hair a couple of times now, so I'm familiar with the texture and the movement, so I was thinking I'm going with something a little more, with an effortless kind of texture. So I really, like the finished look for this. So what do you guys think? If you like it, please thumbs up. I'm gonna explain what I did with the sectioning. Can you stand up so then we can talk a little bit about what we did with my model here. So with her, what I did is I started working with my sectioning. So working with my sectioning was a center profile part, and then I started creating my sectioning on the back. Right? So working low, working on the back from the center, with a little bit of angle to the corners. So working in one side and then the other one. After finishing with that, and if you see, right here, if you see, the line of the haircut is almost like you're constructing something, you're creating a nice, clean perimeter, but also you break that with some personalization techniques. So I like the look of that. It makes it look super modern with today's texture and the trend. It's just perfection. So started working with my, scissors, working from the center to the corners, and then bring back the other sections, following everything from the back, the guideline, with a soft point cut to one side and then the other one. Then working a triangle section on the fringe, 1 finger depth, elevation from this area right here in the middle, in between the eyebrows, working from the center to the corners and then to the corners. Check balance. When the balance is good, then what I did is I blow dry the hair, and I did more like a power blow dry with my fingers and using the round brush. And then after working that technique, when the hair was dry, then I went back and personalized. So my personalization technique was taking vertical sections and going and break that with a little bit of slide technique, right? Slide cutting, just to open up the ends a little bit, and that's why you have that little bit of separation. But that's just one part of the job, right? The other part is how you're gonna style this. So for me, you see my favorite tools, so Babyliss Pro, Italia Brava, blow dryer, super lightweight. And I have it right here. It's super lightweight, very comfortable to work with. Right here, I'm gonna get close with this. So super nice. And then blow drying the hair around. I personalized it, and then I went back with my flat iron. So this one is still hot. This one right here, Babyliss Pro Prima 3000. Very comfortable to work a texture like this.